name is Mala Sekri, and I'm about to speak to you about a very, very, very important topic in your life: relationships. And what makes me an expert? Well, over 25 years of experience with women's lifestyle magazines, with men's magazines, with health magazines, and generally life. Life is what gives me the authority to talk about relationships. So it turns out that a recent TED Talks spoke about aging, longevity, and happiness. And they made a pyramid of what makes you live the longest and the happiest. Was it food? Was it diet? Was it a big house? Was it a widescreen TV? Was it a lot of wealth? No. Right at the top of the pyramid was relationships and the quality of your relationships. Another study by the Harvard Medical School on happiness also put relationships right at the top of the ladder when it came to people being purely happy. So, both these studies, one talk and one study, established that relationships and the quality of your relationships are what makes you a truly happy human being. And if that is the case, why is it that so many of our relationships go wrong? Why is it that so many people are fighting? Why are so many people mad at each other? What is it that make relationships work, or what is it that destroys relationships? And that's the focus of my talk to you today. So what are relationships? Are these the number of acquaintances you have, the number of friends you count on your Facebook, the number of people who like every video, every comment you share? Or are these the number of people who greet you on your birthday? Because lately it seems to me as if everybody is just counting the numbers. But what is it that makes for a real relationship? And here is what I have come to, the conclusion that I have come to. It's when you can pick up the phone and speak to somebody at midnight and say, I just want to talk because I'm feeling low. It's the feeling that if somebody is going to go away, even for 2 days or 3 days or 4 days, I'm going to miss them. There's a loss in your life if you feel somebody's not around. Though in these days of WhatsApp, everybody's always around. But it's this pang of loneliness that gets you. It's somebody that you can talk to just about anything in your life. It could be your mom, it could be your grandmother, it could be your boyfriend, your lover, anybody, right? But that quality of relationship where the person is able to invest time in you and you're able to invest time in that person is what counts as a real relationship. So then why do so many relationships go wrong? It's always a versus. Children versus parents, parents versus grandparents, sibling versus sibling, wife versus husband, in-laws versus daughter-in-law or brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Why is it that it's always a versus when it comes to our relationships? So here's the real truth. It's all about P. P-E-E. P. No, it's not what you think P is. P is three things. 1, perspective. 2, expectation. 3, ego. So here's an example from P. 2 months into a marriage, a woman comes back home complaining, I'm expected to get up early, I'm expected to touch my mother-in-law's feet, I'm expected to blah, 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 blah. Now, where is the P in this? Perspective? Do you love this man you married? Therefore, should you not be able to say, okay, these are his parents, so what if I touch feet? It's no big deal. So what if I have to get up early for a while? After all, I went into this relationship with my eyes open and I can do these simple things. It's not a big deal, right? That's perspective. Now, if you put that perspective in place, you might be able to handle the situation better. Where is the expectation? Expectation is from both sides. Expectation is, why should I be doing this? Why am I expected to get up in the morning? And expectation from the other side is, she's our daughter-in-law. She better get up in the morning and serve us tea or touch our feet. And where's the ego coming? Again, ego is on both sides. Why? I'm a modern woman. I wasn't educated to touch feet. And ego on the other side, my son's wife must do what we tell her. Now, if we just put perspective on this, if we just get rid of our expectations on both sides, and if we just get rid of our ego on both sides, what a beautiful relationship would develop. The husband would be happy because you were trying to make an effort with people who made him, right? And the people who made him would be happy because they can see that you're making the effort, and you would be happy because suddenly you've let go of all tension in the family. So that's my first example of how P works. Here's example 2, one you could relate to perhaps a little more. I called him twice, he never called back. I'm never going to call him again. Does that sound familiar? Where is the P here? Look at the perspective, right? He or she could have left their phone at home. He or she could have been out and not been near a phone. The phone may have been out of order. So here, expectation becomes a central point in this relationship. And thirdly, ego. Why should I call back? He should call me back first. So what happens? That relationship, you spend days and hours and maybe weeks trying to sort out this one phone call that wasn't returned. Is it worth the effort? Is it worth losing a relationship over? What happened over here? Over expectation, no perspective, and total ego. So here's a classic example from two siblings, right? Parents didn't loved her more, loved him more, didn't give me enough share, were partial to him or to her. Again, perspective. Do parents have to love equally? Who said that? Right? What is fair or unfair? Who said that? Expectation. I must get 50% of everything my parents own. Why? Who put that rule down? It's only in your head that to be fair, I should get 50% of everything. Life is not fair. Parents have the right to give and to love whoever they want to, whoever they relate to more. Did you spend enough time in that relationship? There are so many parent-child relationships which have gone sour because there have been over expectation on both sides, right? And here the ego is, I will never talk to my sibling again because guess what? He got more than me. Okay, so parents did something which made you uncomfortable, but guess what? You lost the relationship with your parents and you lost the relationship with your sibling as well. Who lost? You or them? So apart from peeing, what else is it that I have figured out about relationships? Waqt, time. It takes time to nurture a relationship. And guess what? That's what all of us don't have today. Biggest gift of all to all your relationships. Parents, friends, colleagues, XYZ, whoever you treasure, what the greatest gift that you can give them is that of time. Because you know what? It takes time to nurture a relationship. It's again not about likes and dislikes and once in a while just pick up the phone, hey babe, how you doing, etc. That's not giving time. Time is investing time in the quality of your relationships and not the quantity. Unfortunately, today everything is measured in numbers, right? I have a word for this. Be a qualitarian when it comes to your relationships. Be a qualitarian, meaning be picky, be choosy, and invest time in the quality of your relationships so that you can pick up that phone at midnight and say, hey, I'm just feeling low, I want to talk, and that person is there for you with whatever it takes, 1 hour, 2 hours. It doesn't sigh and say, you know what, I don't have time for this, because you've given time, they give you the time back. It's not about gifting, it's not about sending packages, it's about investing the time. And finally, I want to end this by saying the biggest perspective on relationships, that all this is finite, that it's temporary, here today, gone tomorrow. It's as simple as that. A person may move away, a person may get married and move away, or a person may just die. And then what are you going to do about it? Just think about it. In these uncertain times that we are living, we lose people to places, to other relationships, and finally to when they're no longer there for you. So do what it takes today to get into a great relationship, wherever it is, with your parents, with your siblings, with your spouse, lover, partner, whoever it is. Get into a great relationship and enjoy the fruit of happiness that a relationship brings in your life. Thank you.